Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Francis. I'm a member of the Uganda Bikers, and I'm here to talk about preparation for a long distance ride. Many times, people plan to ride, prepare in advance, and then do everything, get their money, get their bags, get everything, and they usually forget about the bike. A few days ago, I got a message. It was being shared by some few guys who took a ride from South Africa to some place, and one of them had an issue. He almost lost his life, and definitely, of course, they reacted like any other person. We all react when such a thing happens. So, according to the texts I read, I realized that at the bottom, the members were saying that this bike had been serviced 2 weeks before the ride. Front forks changed, a lot of an overhaul, and everything at the front changed. And then it's the same things that were changed that actually failed during the ride. Well, I'm a biker in my own right. I'm a mechanic in my own right. I've had more than one bike in my lifetime, and almost every bike that I've owned, I've fixed it myself by reading on the forums, thanks to YouTube and Adventure Riders and Uganda Bikers and all the friends I have all over the globe. What did I learn? The wise men say that if it's not broken, please do not fix it. And if it's broken and you must fix it, you fix it the right way. Do not do a hurried job. You don't do something quickly. You don't do half and half arrangements. Now, remember, when you're riding a bike, between you and the tarmac, it's the wheels and the bike itself, because the bike is still on the wheels. For example, tires, depending on the manufacturer, some tires will take you for 5,000 kilometers, others will take you for 10,000, others for 15, depending on the quality and the way you use the bike. But we all know that whether a tire is new or old, it has only 5 years shelf life. You understand? So if you bought tires, you have to check the manufacturing date and know that these tires are, maybe they still have another off shelf life or not. 2, if you are to service, keep service sheets of your bike. Automobiles, all people keep these service sheets. Okay, some of them don't. They just drop their cars with mechanics or bikes with mechanics, and the mechanics will fix the bikes or repair them or service them and then bring them back to their doorsteps. Anyways, that is different. But in this part of Africa, where I have lived most of my life, and most especially East Africa, we don't have very many authorized dealers, authorized service agents, authorized BMW or Honda, whatever make that you're talking about. So most of the time we have to depend on ourselves, our friends, and the books we read and the manuals we bought for these motorcycles. So what am I saying? Read the manuals clearly, and if you don't understand, ask a friend. If you're not sure, if you're not tech savvy, if you don't know anything about mechanics, automobiles and anything, please do not touch things that you don't know about. Then 2, keep a log of what you're doing, the activities. Have a log for the fuel, which kind of fuel you use for your bike. Have a log for the oil that you use and the mileage. Some people actually choose to use 100% synthetic oil. Well, depending on the bike and depending on the engine that you have in your bike, it's purely your choice. But of course, there will be disadvantages and advantages of using whatever oil. Then 3, if you have your logs, know the right things to change at the right time. If, for example, I was planning for a ride which will take me about 5,000 kilometers, and say, for example, the tires I have on my bike right now have run for the last 2,000 kilometers, and I have to take a ride, and I know they're supposed to ride for another 3,000 kilometers, I'll choose either to place new ones or use those ones and plan for a tire change in between on my trip. So that means you carry extra wheels for you. If you don't want to carry any extra wheels on your bike, then you'll have to either put on the new one so that they will take you a longer period. But the question is, when do you do it? People want to do it overnight when the ride is the next day. It's bad. You want to do it 2 weeks before. It's bad. At least a month before your ride, or a ride or more. Or if it's 2 weeks, then it means you must get time to ride that bike around the city, in bad traffic, in a hot environment, around the curves, so that you get the feel of the new wheels. Don't change the wheels, park the bike, and leave the next day. Or test them when you're actually on the ride, thinking that because you bought new tires and you've changed them, and it's not right. Now, look at this. Imagine changing a whole set of the Ford Focus, changing many other things on the front, on the steering of the bike, 2 weeks before a ride, and then there you go. You need to do serious and intensive tests. There are some parts you don't just change or repair or service and just hit the road. You need to change, take your time, do serious, rigorous tests on the bike. Remember, if you did it yourself, maybe you'll knock it during the locking of the nut, maybe something slipped a bit and things like that. No, it may not be the case. You may never know because you're not the one who did it. If you're not the one who did it, then take the bike for a test run, for a good test run, around and about, near your home, right around the city, in traffic jams and all the things. Then take some sprints off on nice stretches and take the feel of the bike before you hit the road for your long distance ride. It's very, very, very important to hold your bike down, service it way before the ride. Usually it's supposed to be a month or so before, so that you can have time to test your bike. You can have a stretch, you can do some stretches, you can do some 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers rides in a day or over the weekends, on a number of occasions before you actually go for a long distance. Many a times I've been on a long distance ride with my friends, and all they tell me is, "Oh, your bike, you've not serviced it. When did you last service your bike? When did you last do this? When did you last do that?" And I tell them, if my bike is running and I've been riding on a daily basis, and I know that my schedules for oil change, replacement of consumable parts is sync with what my logbook says and what my programming or my arrangement says or my plan says, I'll just hit the road and life will be okay. One of our members on a very recent ride I actually participated in, he bought a bike 2-3 days, and then on the 4th day he hit the road, and people were amazed. The other bikers were like, "Wow, this guy has got balls. He just bought this bike the other day and he's already on a trip, a long distance trip." The thing is that he bought the bike from a person who was using it. The bike was running. By the time he bought it, it had been used. It was not seated. So he rode it. As soon as he paid for it, he was riding it around the place, within the city, everywhere. And then we hit the road. Riding is as simple as that. All automobiles, if an automobile has been running on a regular basis, taking it on a longer distance is only risky if you have not checked the most important parts. For example, oil needs to be changed, the oil filter. If you have a fuel filter that needs to be changed and you've not changed it, you're going to have a challenge on your ride. But if it has been running and it doesn't need any overhaul, and you still have a mileage on everything that is supposed to be replaced or changed, then there's no magic. It's not magic for you if you go for your long distance ride and go and come back. No, it's a normal thing, because the engine, the bike, the automobile has been running. Members, bikers, brothers and sisters, I pray that you get to know what it means to take care of a motorcycle. It's a very, very, very important thing for us to know our bikes look after them. But most important, do not, I do repeat, do not service your bike a few days to a ride and think that that's the way it's supposed to be done. The bike must be tested. The bike has to be checked. And how do we check it? During rides, you start with the short ones in heavy traffic, then you go for outside town, less traffic, do some sprints, and then try a few long distance stretches before your final ride. The wise men say, if it's not broken, do not fix it. Cheers. Keep riding and stay safe.